Greetings, everybody. Please tell me where you're watching from. I'm always so amazed when I find out people, watching from Germany, from France, from Italy, from Jamaica, from England, from Canada, from the United States. It's just so amazing. Anyway, the last few uploads have been very tense. And let me tell you, you guys come out for me. I'm so grateful. Listen, this post that I did with, a certain individual doing the most made me realize the type of people that are watching. Listen, most of the time you're quiet, but boy, when it was time for you to come out with the punches, you came out. Some of you made me laugh so hard. It was a tense period for me. But a lot of you are very radical, pretty much like Jenny. It's just that I don't show mine. I don't say much because I like to stand by. This is why, if you watch my TikTok, you'll see the video I did about Keisha and how she defended herself. I like people like that don't let people run over them. So, when you guys came out and you were saying do this, that, and the other, Jenny already handled that. But I don't always say everything. Sometimes, like I said before, you have to keep your last words. Never let people know exactly who you are, even if you're looking for work. And not everyone is the same. Some of us like to be independent, and if something is going to stand in our way of that independence, we're going to hold it and control it. So sometimes, if you are a person who is well educated and you need to get a job that doesn't require all of that, sometimes you have to bring that thing down and make your resume fitting for that job. Otherwise, they won't hire you. They'll say, "Oh, you're overqualified." And so we have to know when to put it up or when to bring it down, when to be strong and when to just not be weak, but when to just be humble. So you guys didn't really hear everything, but you guys gave me a lot of good advice. Okay. Now, because you were standing there with me in that heavy lifting, I'm going to give you something more gentle today, and I hope it's a bit comical because it's funny for me. Now, a few years ago, well, I was 45 years old then, so it's more than a few years. Um, my partner came to this country after us being away from each other for a long time. And shortly after he came, I conceived my fourth child. It was really a beautiful, beautiful moment for us. I found out on Christmas Day that we were about to have another child. And in another video, I will tell you how I found out about that pregnancy and subsequently how we lost that baby. And so it was really a sad time for me. And it was only a year after my partner came here. So somehow, Spirit said, just get away from here and go home and just come back and recalibrate. So we took a trip to Jamaica and we stayed at that now infamous Rio Hotel. Anyway, because my husband has his property, after our stay at Rio, because we decided to stay there first and then go to his place because we're not at his home, nobody's there. So it falls into some kind of disrepair. We know it would have a lot of grass, but usually when we go, we'll hire someone to clean up the yard. For me personally, when I go to Jamaica, I like to hire somebody to do something. It's just my way of contributing to the economy and helping somebody who needs the help. So we gathered our stuff. One of the guys that we met at the hotel referred a taxi driver that could take us home. So we drive all the way from Montego Bay to where we come from. Now, where he lives, the road it's a primary farm community. Low key, everybody just cool, just chill, just nice, humble place, and the people are humble, right? Humble beginnings, that's where I'm from. So we leave from this exquisite hotel and we head for our house. Well, of course, when we get there, it's all grown over. The house is pretty much covered with bushes, and when we get to the gate, now listen, this is how spirit works. Few years prior to that, I saw what looks like a small shop, a small building at the front of his gate. And I woke up and I said, you've got to build it. I'm not sure what it's for, but the spirit is showing this is what it's for. This is a building, and it was supposed to be painted in purple, lavender and purple. So we had already built that little space there, and I thought it was going to be a shop, because we were doing business as well. He built it, never really did much business from that space. And so it was there. So when we get there, and the taxi driver, he's from Montego Bay, city guy, he looked and he said to us, I think you guys, they gave you the wrong address. And we're like, no, it's not the wrong address. And he's looking at the building, because it's a small structure. And he's looking at the little shop at the front, and he's like, so where are you guys going to stay? And we're like, I pointed to the shop. Sorry. I pointed to the shop, and the man said, BC, the Jamaican. Just think of a Jamaican person saying, Bumbo, you know what? like he was saying, this woman must be worthless to be leaving that fancy hotel to come and stay here. The next morning, we were like, no, we're good. Because keep in mind, my husband's mom lived very nearby, not too far away from there. And nobody knew we were coming. That's the thing, too. It was a big surprise. We don't really announce ourselves when we were coming. That's how we roll. My partner and I, we connect on that. He's a very private person. And so when he's doing anything, even if we were in our house talking and I would talk, he would say, shh. He's so reserved when it comes to privacy. And he really understands the science behind holding your tongue until you get what you want. So, of course, you see, that's the thing. When I met my partner, certain people didn't understand why I would be going with this guy, because his roots, and I was Miss Proper. But I loved it, I loved that tranquility. So we go into this place. We literally slept in the shop. All we did was go. I didn't feel comfortable going in the house, because if you've been away from a place and nobody's dusting it and cleaning it, and I'm afraid of insects, this is country, high country. So lizards and all kind of insects are going to be in the house. I'm not sleeping in that. So the shop was empty. We just swept it out. We went and took the mattress out. We threw it down on the floor. Let me tell you, that was the most exciting. My trip to Rio, it pales in comparison to the experience there. We put the mattress on the floor. It was myself, and it was just, my older daughter was away in university, so she didn't come with us. It was just me and our last daughter, and we stayed there. I think we announced our arrival the next day, or maybe this late in the night, that night. It was so amazing. Some amazing things happened to me, guys. I have to share this with you. How I got some dreams, how I won the lottery. It was such a blessed trip. But I just want to say, a lot of us women, when we are looking for partners, of course, you want to look for somebody who's ambitious, but money should not determine if you go with someone or not, because we don't know what the future holds and what God have in store for us or our partners. So we can't judge people. You have to meet them where they're at. There are things to look at. We don't want to get somebody who's a bum or someone who's lazy, you know what I mean? But there are ways to determine if a man is worth you, working and building together with. I still believe in people coming together and building together. All the blessings that are bestowed upon me and all the great things that my partner does for me, I deserve it, because I was working with him from the grassroots. I deserve it. And people, stop telling asking married people about ring. We don't always have to wear a ring. I have to take my ring off all the time, um, because I'm washing my dishes or whatever. I don't have to really explain that. That's ring, and that stuff doesn't make a marriage. So when you see people not wearing their ring, doesn't mean that anything is wrong. It's right here. Okay, it's just kind of silly. Anyway, people, I'm not really telling you the sweetness the way I'm supposed to tell you the sweetness, because I'm always so guarded with my stories, But yeah, next morning when I woke up, I looked at him and I'm like, no, man, I must really love you to leave out of this hotel and to be here. But I love the peace that an environment brings. He got someone to chop the yard. You wouldn't believe it was the same place in less than 24 hours. And when I go there, I like to take showers outside. He went out and he built, just put up some sticks in the ground and put some sheets around it. And I put the hose over it and take my shower. Listen to me, that is heavenly. I'm missing Jamaica right now. Listen, I love nice things, don't get me wrong, but I'm also a nature person. So I love the natural stuff. And where he lives, there's nobody, no neighbor behind him, no neighbor to the side of him. So it's all, empty space and just freedom, that freedom that we get when we connect with nature like that or be humble. So when he used to live in Jamaica and I would literally just sit under his almond tree. Sometimes we would sleep out at night under the almond tree. Listen to me, some nice things happen under that almond tree. I love Jamaica. And when I think about my life together with my partner, my best time is in Jamaica. Every time we go out there, we just connect with nature. And now I tell him, when we're talking about our experiences together and how we met and the things that we've been through, let me tell you something. I hear some women talking about worried about people taking their man. Nobody can take my man. We've been through too many things together in life. They'd be wasting their time. Not that the man wouldn't have, because sometimes women excuse men for their bad behavior. But let me tell you, I worked hard on my relationship. Not like the women who feel like they want 100% out of a man, sorry, and they give 20%. No, I'm right there with him. Okay, I'm the spiritual advisor in our family, and not to say that they are not spiritual beings or they don't contribute to that, but they come to me for guidance. They trust it. Listen, people call me worthless because I want to stick with my man, my countryman. Somebody in their prejudice, they write off. I don't like prejudiced people. If I know you're prejudiced, I'm cutting you off. I don't know if my best friend watches my videos, but I'm going to tell you I still love you. I never lost love for you. But when you refer to your family member as dirty Rasta head boy, that's why I stopped talking to you, because at the time I had locks and my husband has locks, and he's the type of person that he'll never go to a hairdresser to get his hair done. He's not fussy about it. He's wild, and I love it. Okay, and when you made that comment, I took it very personal, but I still love you. I don't like prejudice. I don't like people who look down on other people because you are in a better position. I don't like people who, because they have, formal education, they think they're better than someone who doesn't. Because a lot of persons who are formally educated cannot even walk close to some of these persons who are street smart, or those individuals who are just intelligent. I'm also going to say this too before I leave. Education, formal education, doesn't make you intelligent. Stop comparing the two things. Intelligence doesn't equate to education. There are some intelligent people. My partner is one of them, who has no formal education. Okay, people? Let's cut out the nonsense. All right. Anyway, guys, this is a story about I left from the five-star hotel and went to stay into the bush And the driver cussed some Jamaican bad word when he realized that I actually agreed to come and stay in this situation. He was like, "No, man, I think, I think they give you guys the wrong address." And then when I said no, he's like, under his breath, he's like, you know, the Jamaican bad word is like, that woman here really come here, so I did, and it was wonderful. Stay blessed, everyone.